I knew what I want, I had to go get it. Like a kid in the candy store, I'm greedy, I'm not even kidding. Had to remember what come with it. Yeah, them Instagram trolls and a couple clout chasers. Man, you already know. Now I'm flexing, then you not. Watch me stun and watch me rock. And we climbing to the top. Forget lyrics, I'm out the box. Wait.
And we're back with another episode of Healing Pain Through the Arts presents You Speak Out podcast. Welcome back to another episode. We're back again in the studio with our team, our YSO team, and we're so grateful to be here tonight with you guys. Thank you to everyone who is actually already logged in and ready to chat with us on tonight. We want to welcome all of our audience members, all of our viewers that are with us tonight. And we're going to get this party started. We have some introductions that need to be made. So we're going to ask our team to handle their business.
My lovers. No, I'm just kidding. What's going on? It's Christian back again. You already know the vibes.
Welcome back, Christian. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I get interrupted. That's cool. I appreciate it. Yeah. You know what it is. It's your boy, Mayo Lyons, also known as St. Even, also known as Young G Money with the glasses. You see me in the dope boy tracksuit right now. Looking very ethnic, you know what I mean? We backing at it, you know what I mean? Let's get it.
Shout out Malcolm. Shout out Martin. Man, ethnic out here. It's your boy Andrew. I'm back with the familiar face.
Okay, hi guys, this is Ashton, the one and only.
Ashton, how are you?
I'm good. I'm great. How are you guys?
You weren't with us on the last episode. I'm a little perturbed right now because I'm not seeing us live on YouTube. What's up? I don't know what's going on with that, but we're gonna have to rectify that because we have people that's going to be trying to watch via YouTube. We want to welcome Lamar Thorpe into the room. Thank you for joining us in the studio tonight, Lamar.
Lamar, what's up, my guy?
To our other viewers that are joining us, we want to say thank you for being with us tonight. We have some special guests that's going to be joining us tonight for part 3 of our conversation of Young and Black in America. We have some very special guests. That's 3 talented young ladies that's taken Atlanta by storm and abroad. And we affectionately love these girls, have worked with them and know them, have traveled with them, have toured with them. None other than Atlanta's own hot girl group, the MAKO Girls, are in the building tonight. Woo woo! And that was their video, a snippet of their video of their song Day One, which you'll get another sneak peek at later when they come on. They're backstage in the green room, back in the studio waiting to come on, and they're going to enjoy this first segment, and then we'll be bringing them on. But we want you guys to enjoy tonight's topic. Feel free to engage in the comments. Hey Yvette, how you doing? Thank you for joining us. Feel free to enjoy the topics for tonight, the questions and the dialogue on tonight. Engage in the comments and feel free to, just share in the comments with our team tonight and with our guests when they come on. We have done a few adjustments, and we're hoping that you guys are enjoying what you're seeing. We want to welcome you and ask you to invite others, and share the broadcast. Please share the broadcast. And yeah, it's time to kick this party off. So since we were here last, we had 2 college graduates. We want to shout out Ashton Gates, who graduated from Georgia State University with her BA in journalism Yeah, baby. Come on through, girl. Come on through.
Finally.
And then we want to congratulate Emmanuel Lyons, aka Saint Even, who graduated from Kennesaw State University with his BA in Theater and Performance Studies with a concentration in acting. Come on, y'all, let's give it up for these young people. Woo!
Shut
Our
up.
YSO Team. Yeah. Y'all did that. How does it feel to be college graduates?
Pretty uneventful. It just one day I handed in an assignment, and then the next day I didn't have to hand in any more assignments. We didn't really, because of the conditions of the world. Everybody still wants you to feel the exact same, and I think I'm not gonna lie. After a while, it gets like kind of annoying for people trying to impart the same energy upon me. Like it doesn't feel the same, and just allow us I think all of us as a class of 2020, high school and college and math, further education, kind of just know that, we still feel accomplished to a degree, but it also just like feels like, it's just something that occurred. It's kind of like a birthday. It's like you're supposed to feel something, but you don't, because nothing really happened in real life.
Yeah.
So that's just my perspective, and that's the perspective most of my homies have had. We've kind of accepted it. But I don't gotta do homework no more, or papers, or presentations.
Yeah, you certainly don't have to do homework anymore. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. Listen, I feel your pain. I definitely feel your pain as your mom and somebody that was looking forward to celebrating that time in real time. I really am sorry about that for you, for Ashton, for all of the young people who were not able, and anybody who wasn't able to cross that stage, and have an actual graduation ceremony. It's really difficult. So people were doing all kinds of virtual things, drive-bys, celebrations, but nothing is like that real thing. So, we do feel your pain, and we understand. Ashton, how about you? How have you been feeling?
Pretty much the same. It's very just like matter of fact. Like, okay, we didn't get a last day on campus. We didn't get to say goodbye to anyone. So it's just like, okay, I turned in a final essay, and now, yay, I'm done. But
yeah,
nothing's happening. Nothing's different. I'm still just sitting here in the house doing the same thing I'm doing all week before. So it's cool. Like, it's great, but we didn't really get like a celebration.
Yeah. Did you do anything at all to celebrate?
No. My mom cooked my favorite meal, which is nice. That was it.
Well, I'm glad that, you were able to at least, accomplish your goal, and I kept saying it was a bittersweet time, and that it was for a lot of people, family members, everything was looking forward to it. But we're going to move on from there. We're having some technical difficulties. I'm going to ask, I don't know why or what happened, why we're not live on YouTube. We should be. And I'm having a problem trying to share it to we were supposed to be live on YouTube and our Healing Pain Through the Arts group on Facebook. I shouldn't have had to share it from our Pain to Purpose page from there. So that's why you see me looking down. I'm trying to navigate this right here. I'm going to put the first question out there and for you guys, and ask you guys to just, talk about that so I can try to, don't mind me looking down, I'm trying to see what's going on. So let's start out with this. Tonight's topic is about, we have musical guests tonight, the MAKO Girls, we already said that. And we're going to be talking about our part 3 of Young and Black in America. So we have talked about this, so many things regarding this topic. One of the things that we have not really delved into a lot, we touched on it, but didn't delve into, was the music industry. So do you believe that there is racial inequality within the music industry. And we have two artists that are here with us, and not that the others can't answer it, but we have two artists that do perform in music and are musicians and work in the music industry. So have you guys ever faced it? First of all, do you believe there's racial inequality within the music industry? And so if yes, have you ever faced it as an artist?
Absolutely. But no, I have not faced it as an artist. But I feel like a good example would be the video of them recording the We Are the World the first time with Michael Jackson and them. And as you can see, all of the white singers were garbage. And I honestly don't know how a few of them made it like onto the cut, because when I was a kid, of course, it sounded good to me because I was a kid. I wasn't really thinking about it the way I'm thinking about it now as an engineer, as a musician. I'm just like watching that video. It really kind of brought to life that you have to be twice as good to even be on the same level. Not on the same level, but like to get in the same opportunities, to get the same opportunities, to get on the same even footing. But yeah, most definitely, I definitely believe that it's racial inequality within the industry.
Swerve. I agree. Well, I guess my answer is directly the same in both categories. Yes, there's racial inequality in the music industry. However, there's racial inequality in every industry in everdom. So,
Period.
There's,
your face is covered by the
yeah, I know. There's nothing I can really do about it except lean, and I don't feel like doing that. So that's life. But yeah, there's racial inequality in like every industry there is. To some degree. Some degrees are probably more extreme than others. Some industries more extreme than others. But when it comes to the entertainment industry, whether that's music, which is what we're talking about, or we're talking TV, we're talking theater, we're talking movies, we're talking modeling, we're talking fashion. It doesn't matter. If it's the entertainment industry, there's definitely racial inequality. There's a long line of history in it, and it's like Andrew said, he used a very intriguing example with the We Are the World original recording. But I mean, the concept that we have to be twice as good to get half as much as what, the others get is true. And that's not excluded in the music industry. That's just in life in general. I personally have never faced racial inequality as an artist. I think the closest I've gotten to something that could be racially unequal, but it's really not, was like a white person telling me that, like, when they found out that I did music, that like they like, good luck, but I'm never gonna listen to it because I don't listen to rap music. But I don't think that was because I was black. I think if I was white and I rapped, they would have been like, I don't like rap. So I mean, but that I don't. They weren't like, oh, you make that trash art form. They were like, good luck. I'll never listen to your music ever. And I was just like, okay, that's cool. If you made Riverdance music, I probably would never listen to it either. So, I mean, I respect it, but I don't think I've ever really faced racial inequality as an artist. Nah.
Yeah, I was actually at first going to say I don't know, but actually I do. I don't know, but just because I don't see it or don't hear about it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. So I definitely believe there is racial inequality in the music industry, and I think that some examples could be of like when you see some of the deals that these artists sign, and the people that are in the room. Like I picture that visual of Bobby Smurder performing that song on the table with all those Caucasian people in the background, and nobody looked like him. And so like
they just as bad, in my opinion.
so it's not, I feel like we're not correctly represented at those levels, and you could tell by the type of deals that these artists sign. Well, I'm not going to say that because I think that some of them know what they're getting themselves into and they sign on the dotted line anyway. So I think that yes, there is, but of course I haven't experienced it because I'm not an artist.
Okay. So you guys definitely believe that there's racial inequality in the music
Ashton didn't
industry.
go yet.
Oh, sorry, Ashton. I'm sorry, girl. Go ahead.
It's okay. Now I was gonna say the same thing as Christian. Like, I'm sure that it does exists, but I can only base like my interpretation of it off of what's represented to us in the media. Like I'm not an artist and I'm never gonna want to be an artist, so I don't know what the process behind the scenes is like for up and coming artists really trying to get to their society arena. So I'm sure that it does happen. I just don't know in what forms exactly.
Okay. Okay. Well, as Emmanuel and all of you guys have said, he specifically said that it would be, racial inequality takes place in all genres of the entertainment industry, and all you guys agree that it definitely does take place in the music industry. I'm glad to hear that you have not personally faced it as artists, Drew and Saint Even as artists. So that's a good thing. Do you believe that because you are Black and an artist, or if someone is a Black artist, that they're expected to have a certain type of music?
Yeah, the same way. Like, not to say that it's stereotypical, but I mean, when you look at somebody, from, well, I can't say I'm not white, so I can't say from a white person's perspective, but I would assume that a lot of people who live their life kind of through that type of lens where they look at something and judge it by its color. If you look at somebody, like I remember I didn't want to tell people I made music for a long time because of the stereotype that like, oh, you trying to rap now? Like, you think you can rap? Like, it's something that goes with it. And when because of what society has made it, it's turned it into a commercial industry. DJ Kool Herc and them was not planning on people to be signing $1 million deals with corporations to get their music distributed across the whole, across the country when he was having his parties in his Bronx apartment. You feel me? The way he thought about it, it was for us. It was like the love and the passion of just doing it. So that's how I go about it. I'm sure that's how he goes about his music, and everybody else who's passionate about anything. I'm pretty sure that's how they go about it. But once you can see it can be monetized, and once those certain people who feel like they have some sort of, I don't want to say, for lack of a better term, feel like they have a better, the visionaries, you know what I'm saying? They can come along and say, oh, this is a good raw substance, but if molded into something that could be, you know what I'm saying, put in front of a bunch of people, a bunch of white people, because that's who pays for the concert. You know what I'm saying? That was what it ended up becoming. So I definitely do, to answer your question.
Anybody else?
I think I agree with Andrew, but my answer to your question is no. And the reason why my answer to your question is no is because it's just too general when you say Black person. Like, there's too many Black people that are too many different types of Black visually and just aesthetically for like you just being Black to automatically prescribe a particular image or sound. However, I think that if you add in certain other factors, like if you're dark skinned or if you're light skinned, maybe if you're skinny or if you're fit or if you're thin, or if you're bigger, where you're from, if you add in like some other contextual factors to your Blackness, then they almost, like if you check off certain boxes, it leads to, a certain thing. So if you're a brown skin or dark skinned woman who's bigger, you need to sound like Jill Scott. Because if you're not like Jill Scott, if you're like Lizzo, who's the complete opposite sonically, or if you want to be, I always mispronounce her name, but I think it's like Chica. She's a female rapper, and she's like, doing her thing right now, right? Like if you're one of those things, it's like, no, you can't do that. We don't want, that from this person, or that we want you to fill this lane, et cetera, et cetera. But I think it's hard to like now. I think back in the day, sure, but like now it's just too many Black artists and so many different types of Blackness being shown through artistry to just say that being Black means you automatically have to do one thing, because as Black people in music, we're creating and curating a multitude of sounds and genres and subgenres and vibes and aesthetics. But if you look a little deeper and you add in on some other contextual factors, then it automatically becomes a very much a stereotype of this versus this, or you need to do that, or you need to have this, even if that's not your sound or your aesthetic. People saying you need to do that to blow up, or if you want to garner fans, you have to make this particular lane of music or satisfy this particular demographic or look this way, et cetera, et cetera.
Can you repeat the question?
Do you think that people expect Black artists to have a certain type of music?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I agree with E. I think the answer to that is no. And I don't know why, but Lil Nas X popped into my head, and he's a country rapper. I mean, he had on a remix Young Thug, Billy Ray Cyrus, and the Young Kid. Like that's
sure did.
That's like
and Mason Rudolph waxed all of them.
He did, but what a roster to have on a song, like, you know what I'm saying? And then on the opposite extreme, you have people who make music like J. Cole or Jay-Z or Nas, lyricists, and then you have trap rap like Future and Lil Baby and Gunna, Thug. Like, so you have all these types of different types of music from Black people. So I don't think that we look at them. And you could take Bryson Tiller or Frank Ocean or Six Lack or Black. They I think they would all be in the same lane. Or you could take somebody who is totally off the spectrum, Tyler the Creator. So you have all these different type of genres of music within the Black culture. So I think the answers to that would be no.
Okay.
Definitely.
I agree.
Remix
I feel
after
like I was just gonna say that historically, Black people in general have created almost every genre of music that exists today. So we have continually proved ourselves to be diverse. I don't think that that's an expectation anybody could place on us, because we can do everything that we want to do.
Right.
Say that.
Big facts.
Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. So do you feel that that we present a certain type of possible colorism when it comes to music videos? And by that's meaning that, preferring a more fairer skinned female over a darker skinned female, or only using the darker skinned females now we've kind of touched on colorism before, but this is specifically in the music industry. And also, is that something that's as an industry as a whole, and then is that something that we do to one another as far as, what we expect to see, like as far as your skin color is concerned within the music industry, specifically videos? Or have we breaking those barriers?
I feel like there's. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just cut you off?
You go ahead.
I feel like there's a good. I feel like we're doing better now than we have than ever. But I do feel. Still feel like that. We face colorism issues like off screen. So like it's inevitable that it ends up on screen. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because when rappers or the rappers' publicity teams, whoever it is that recruits the females that are just standing there, in their bathing suits, when they go out and like look for that, they just look for girls who look good, like that, like that fit the video vixen type of aesthetic. Like nowadays, like it wasn't always how they look now. Like if you go back, of course, you see all types of all types of shades of skin, because like back then it was a little different. Now, you know, plastic surgery is one thing that gets a lot of women looking the way they look. Wouldn't say that's every woman, you know, but and the ones we're talking about at this moment, the ones that be you know, in the future videos, the Breezy, you know, the Drakes. You feel me? Those women are, you know, more than likely strippers, who just, you know, do modeling as well, because it's very easy, because they look good. You know, it's not hard for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think that that has something to do with the ones that do end up there, because not every woman is just jumping just to be in a bait. You know what I'm saying? Like, not every woman is like $400, $500, however much y'all charge to be in the video, or they charge to be in the video, however much y'all get. It's not enough. It's just, I could make money in other ways, not using my looks, I guess.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I mean, this is a interesting question for me, because when I'm thinking about it, like if you're the artist, right? So if you're a male artist, I can only think about it really in terms of like Drew said, video vixens, which is like a term they don't like anymore. So I'll just say video girls, or like the women that are in music videos. Because if you're the female artist, there probably won't be other females in it, and if they are, they're probably like your friends, or like people who like look like people you'd hang out with, even if they're not your real friends. And if you're a male, then your music video is either gonna like be storytelling, you and a bunch of other dudes with probably drugs and guns and all types of paraphernalia, or women, you know. Sometimes it's all three. I've seen videos do it. But so that's the only like place where I can really think of like colorism coming in, is with video girls, because like if you're the artist, like you look like you know. So but when it comes to that, I mean, I'd say yes, but I'd say we're a lot. There was a range of time, I'd say between like '06, '07 to like 2016, where like all the video girls look the same. And I'm gonna be honest, it's because Lil Wayne made everybody fall in love with the word Redbone to a different degree. Because like Redbone was a word, and yeah, we've been using it. You used it back in your era, probably before your time, but like Lil Wayne took Redbone and he Super Saiyaned it. And he was the biggest rapper in the world, you know, '07, '08, '09, '10, like that stretch. It was him. And so everyone went like crazy Redbone, and like it was that or exotic or foreign. Like those three words just meant the same look. And all the video girls just looked like that. And that was probably when it was probably the most colorism, I think, in music videos. I think now, like Andrew said, we've gotten back to a place of balance, because we're starting to see a lot more representation just in media and in the entertainment industry in general when it comes to women. But I also think that like there's very few music videos where a video girl is in like a position of like that's not like a position of like good representation, you know. Like most video girls are there to look fine, and majority of the time doing that half naked. So I'm like, yeah, there's colorism, but it's like it's not like these girls are like being put on pedestals. Like, have you seen the tip drill video? Like that's not a positive. Like,
that video.
they're not being shown in positive light. And like,
And
sure,
Nelly had all different shapes and sizes in that video, so that's a perfect example.
That's fact. But it's like these aren't like women being shown as like champions of society as much as they're being like trophied for their looks. Now for a woman, the effect that has might be different, because if you hear music and see music that says this girl is beautiful, and you don't see a girl that looks like you, that might have its own effect on you. But like, I think in a general sense, when we're just looking at it, it's like, is the colorism there? Yes, but like, should darker skinned women, or maybe, you know, taking it even out of colorism, just women who are underrepresented, if bigger women, like, should they be yearning to be video vixens? I don't know. Like that, I don't really know. And maybe that's not my choice to make. It's not my choice, which is why I'm not going to make it. But it's just an interesting point, and I'll end there.
You can go ahead, Ashton.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I pretty much agree. Like, I think that as far as girls who are in the background of music videos, I think the diversity is coming out a lot more now. And I think Andrew made a good point about body shape because I feel like to a certain degree that has taken over what shade you are. If you have that stereotypical hourglass figure, you're gonna be a shoe-in for the video because that's what they want. I don't think that they're so much looking at color anymore because I see all different types of girls, but they all have the same body, but they're of all different races,
She
shapes,
said
and
they all have the
sizes.
same body.
They
They do.
These are facts.
So wait, it might not be about the colorism, it might be about the bodyism.
yeah, like definitely. I feel like that's why
It's
back,
become that way.
yeah, 80s, 90s, that wasn't like as wide, as widely as a thing. Like only people with a lot of money had plastic surgery. So nowadays it's really not that expensive. And I know people who have gotten their Brazilian butt lifts already. You feel me? And
I know a handful.
have and have every intention
They got payment plans.
on working with whatever they're doing to till they get their body the way they want it to be. And I mean, for them, I don't judge. I'm just like, hey, you do what you do, man. You want to spin
Right.
that style? Go
Right.
ahead.
Who are we to judge?
All right,
Yeah, but it's definitely something to think about because we have young people going into the music industry and youth at all ages, and there's a lot to consider. And there's a lot, not just being black, but the sexism, selling sex cells, and all that kind of all goes along with, like you talked about, the body type and stuff like that. So these are issues that can help those that are coming up in the music industry to be able to understand that you don't have to compromise who you are, what your style is, who you feel like you are, your image is in the music industry. You have to be true to yourself. And that's one of the things that they always tell you is be yourself, develop who you are as an artist, develop your image and be yourself. Because if you try to take on being, and it's okay to have people that that you emulate to be like possibly, or that you like the way that they, you admire them as an artist, but to get caught up in actually becoming who someone else wants you to be because of either the color of your skin, your body type, or whatever it is, that's something that young people have to face and deal with, period, in life, but especially in this entertainment industry where you can really get raked over the coals when it comes to things like that. They'll ask people of color to do stuff that they won't ask Caucasian people to do. So we have our guest in the green room waiting to come into the studio. Once again, we want to apologize. I don't know what the technical difficulty was with the YouTube, but I really apologize because we were supposed to be on YouTube as well. That's why I've been trying to finagle to see what's going on. We want to acknowledge some of the people that we have with us in the studio before we bring our guests in. We already welcomed Lamar Thorpe. Thank you for being here. Yvette Clayton, Linda Platt. Linda is all on every one of our podcasts. Yvette too, we want to thank them. Jackie Williams is with us tonight, and Brenda Jordan Sims, and whoever else is chiming in and watching. Please say something in the comments so that we can know that you're in. Tell us where you're watching from. Please share the broadcast. And at this time, we are going to bring in our guests for tonight, which are none other than Atlanta's own sweethearts, hot girl group, the MAKO Girls. Let's give a round of applause and bring them into the studio tonight. Welcome, ladies.
Hi. Hey. We have been listening.
How y'all doing?
We're good. How are you?
We good.
Wow, that was
here.
so coordinated. That was so
and I know y'all don't rehearse. That's what makes it so much more amazing. It's just so natural. I like
right? Even
it's good to see y'all. Y'all looking good. Hair looking fly.
Thank you.
Repping that brand. I see you. I got a little brand on myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm going to put you in the capable hands of our team. They're going to take you from here.
Okay.
So, my bad. I had to check itineraries and such and so forth. But as my mom said earlier on, right now y'all got a crazy hot single. You know what I mean? With a music video out, doing the numbers, running the circuit, blazing the interwebs. You know what I mean? So how about y'all tell me about that record real quick and introduce it as only y'all can, so we could get into that snippet once more.
Yes. So our single Day One is out right now. It is about us going for what we want since day one, the friends and people who've been riding with us,
the struggles we've been through,
right?
Everything.
So we want to shout out our single Day One. Y'all go ahead and check it out on all platforms. Let's get it, Day One.
Day One.
I knew what I want, I had to go get it. Like a kid in the candy store, I'm greedy, I'm not even kidding. Had to remember what come with it. Yeah, the Instagram trolls and a couple clout chasers. Man, you already know. Now I'm flexing, then you not. Watch me stun and watch me rock. And we climbing to the top. Forget lyrics, I'm out the box. Wait.
All right, I'm feeling that.
Sorry.
That's that John Blaze right there. That's a reference. That's for y'all. We really want to thank y'all for joining us. You know what I mean? We know that y'all stay busy, stay booked, stay with something to do. And I'm sure even though we in the midst of a pandemic, y'all still finding y'all ways to be creative and get to the bizzag. So we want to thank you all. You know what I mean? For joining us. And so we really about to just get right into these questions because, you know, as we've been talking about being young and black in America, y'all are three wonderful, lovely young black ladies in America and, of course, in the music industry. And so I'm going to kick it off and I'm going to ask the first question, a question that we were asked earlier. And it's that, do y'all feel that there's racial inequality in the music industry? And have y'all as artists ever faced that?
Okay, so I would say for us personally, in our level where we are in our career, we haven't really experienced something like where we could say, oh yeah, that was definitely like colorism or anything like that.
It's just been like subtle hate here and there, and then like people asking like, oh, is your music clean?
Yeah, there's a prejudice towards women of color or us when we do music. They will sometimes accuse that, oh, they always curse in their music, so they have to ask us before a show, like, oh, do y'all curse? Do y'all have any profanity, stuff like that? And we just be like, well, we'd be like, no, we don't curse because we're not those kind of people. And they always have, or
even like when we're getting ready to perform, they'll be like, oh, what are y'all dancing? Like, what's the type of music y'all are making? Because we also go into a lot of different like elementary schools, high schools, things like that. So they're always like, you know, just wanting to make sure just because, you know, we're just, you know, young black kids in America, honestly.
And then like just getting approached on like how we look, because we do like dress appropriately, because at our age we don't feel the need to like dress out as much as we would want, not we would want to, but like dress out as other people would. And like, oh well, y'all should like dress a little bit more sexy. We're like, not at that age yet.
Or we'll be like more so like that's just not us, you know. Some people, they have that's their style, but for us, we're more so comfortable in, you know, baggy t-shirt, baggy pants, like that's the style for us too. So
if we get older, it may change.
It might change, right? We don't know, but
like at the point that we're at right now, it's like we just want to
we're not into
baggy pants and sneakers,
right?
And y'all always fly.
Thank you.
Respect. Well, we're glad that, you know, you guys haven't faced any like overt racism so far in the industry, like me and my cousin, because I mean, one, just being black is already tough enough. So especially when you're chasing after our dreams in the music industry, that's already a whole nother difficulty. So having that extra thing thrown in would just be another thing to try and tear us off track. So we're glad y'all haven't ran into that yet. I'm gonna open it up to, you know, any of the rest of my panel group or whatever, what we call, I don't know, whatever the ones here. If we have any questions, but if not, then I can come right back with one. So, you know, y'all just, you know, let me know what it is.
I have a question. Outside of music, in your everyday lives, have you guys experienced racism? And if you have, what was a time like where it could be individually or a time where you were all together But
It was actually an experience that Mimi and I were at before. We were at this event, and
I don't know. I'm not sure if it was necessarily like racism, but maybe more so like they was reacting to us because we were teens and we were black. You know, we was at, I think it was like a Fresh Empire event, and like the police, we was trying to go get a picture of some artist that was there, and they just went like cussing us out, telling us to leave. We wasn't even like trying to force our way through. Like they was just going crazy with us to kick us out, and we could have easily just left, but they was like, okay guys, you guys gotta exit, you know. But because we're teens, they automatically think you're gonna pop off at the mouth. They automatically think you're gonna, you know, do all that when they're trying to give you instruction. They wasn't even treating us like, they were just like, oh, y'all need to get out, this and that. And I'm like, you didn't have to do all that. All you could have said is, y'all gotta exit.
I think that's more like something in general, like black people, because everybody will automatically assume that we'll just pop off at the mouth real quick, and we're like, okay, we're not.
You could have just said that.
You just could have said, please leave. We would have left. That's fine.
Any other experience? I don't think I've ever experienced something personally.
I would say the only thing, because it's not like personal per se, but like Mimi and I, we would like to go and hang out with like our guy friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Our parents would be like, hey, you gotta make sure like y'all can't be staying like all hours of the night, or y'all can't be like out for too long, because y'all just two black people in America, y'all two black kids in America.
Yeah. They're like, y'all can't forget that y'all driving around and stuff, like y'all going in the malls and walking and looking at stuff, like they just gonna automatically, you know, just have their attention on you just because you're teens, you're walking around the mall, you're not buying. But you know, people window shop, we window shop, you know, just look at stuff. But people, they be in there, you know, probably thinking we're trying to steal or something like that. So we've experienced that in stores. Of course, I don't know if any of y'all, well, if the girls on here experience that in beauty supply stores and stuff, like they follow you literally everywhere you go.
They stare you down.
Yes.
As soon as you leave and enter the store.
Yeah. So like those type of experiences dealt with. Yeah. And just knowing that you are black in America, watch your surroundings, be careful of how you're carrying yourself in public, because just because you did it, just because somebody else did it a different race from you, they're going to take it differently than when we do it. So
react appropriately. Just know your stuff, because that's a lot of like, that's something that we also have to learn. It's like, you know, you got to learn your stuff, what's going to go on in the world, what's going around you. So
Steph.
Absolutely. I have a question for y'all, and this is kind of stems from one of our questions, but it's really personally tailored to the fact that y'all are a girl group. And you guys kind of alluded to it earlier, but having the expectation of being a girl group is something that no one of us, or even my mom, can really speak for.
Right.
Do you ever feel like there's a time where people on the outside, you know, whether it's, I know especially in our industry, there's always someone who's telling you exactly what you need to do to blow. Do you ever feel like there are people who are trying to mold you guys or change you guys into a particular thing because of the fact that you guys are three young black women in a girl group? You know, you guys talked about like people telling you guys to dress sexy or things of that nature. Have you ever felt like that kind of expectation or advice or input from other people has been motivated specifically by the fact that you're three young black women in a group?
I don't think so. Like I said, like we haven't experienced too much of anything because everywhere we've been is predominantly black. We're always in like Metro Atlanta performing. So a lot of those type of things we haven't experienced yet. But I know like with our music, people can tell that we have a different like approach going into the music industry, our style. Like they can kind of see that we're not your traditional, you know, black girl group that's gonna be singing. Like I'm not going, you know, it's great, we love our love songs, but we right now aren't in that mode yet to be like, okay, we're gonna just sing about boys and be breaking hearts, and like we're not on that yet. So I know right now they haven't came to us about any on like changing our sound, because they can kind of tell that we're more of a TLC have that kind of swag going on.
I know they would say, they'd be like, okay, well, y'all sound great, y'all look great, y'all performance is amazing. The only thing that y'all need to do is get your followers up.
Or they'll say that we need to be more edgy. Like y'all need to have some type of attitude because like even off of performing, because people like in the industry, they want you to have more sass and they like those people who are more, extra. Edgy. But we are, that just isn't us. Like I said,
we're very humble. We're very like
chill, laid back. We'll pop out of the box and go crazy when it's time to perform. But like on the normal day, like we're not trying to do all of that. Yeah.
I feel that. Much respect. Yeah. Did I? Oh, okay. I thought I was tripping. So another question we got asked earlier, was we feel like we promote colorism in our music videos, specifically in hip hop.
Right.
Yeah. And so I just want to ask you guys, especially because we got Ashton's point of view as a young woman, but just having 3 more young women, what do you guys see when it comes to the question or the thought of colorism in music videos?
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you was saying. What you were saying about it not really being so much about color, but I did notice that I think Tory Lanez was one who was trying to make a standpoint about that, about different colors and like different skin tones of the girls in the background in their music videos. Like normally they're, like you said, going for the foreign girls, and they're not really putting the young Black girls up front.
They're looking for more Hispanic, more like any other color, and then body shape. Of course, because
and I think that like y'all said, it's taking over more than color, because right now everybody's learning to love their skin and all of that. So that really isn't a thing right now. It's more so of the body type.
But in certain girl group videos, like if the lead person is of a lighter skin, like they would tell the main artist, don't have anyone lighter than you, because then they're going to look at the light skinned girl. And I feel like that prejudice is still on girl groups to not have someone lighter than you in the music video, because they will outshine you. That's what people still do now.
Like your dancers or the people who's extra, like they can't be lighter than you or something like that.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I ain't never in all my stars heard of that one. Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah. But luckily for us, it's 3, so we do all the dancing.
We'll have a few background dancers, but that's about it.
They said they could hold it down themselves. POP, hold it down.
Well, let me ask you a question.
So what do you guys think?
Go ahead, Ashton. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna ask, like, what do you guys think can be done to combat the colorism that happens in the music videos? Like, what can people do, or what can the producers do, or anyone behind the scenes?
Yeah, I think that if we just start to show that more, because I noticed that we're starting to get more examples, and at first we didn't have so many, and that's why so many people wasn't thinking about putting the Black girls in front or putting the colored girls up front, because there weren't that many people working towards that, or even like showing examples of that. So right now, just starting to put out more examples of girls that are that color. Like we love Justine Skye and the SZAs, all of them, like they're up front for us, and we want to see more people shining like that, and like Normani, like people who's being put up front in that skin color. We want to continue to get more examples, because right now they only see what's out there, and it's not that many.
And I would say, like, people who are doing videos, that when they think about like marketing and stuff like that, putting the Black girls in front so they can market towards the Black community, and that can help a lot with like bringing awareness to like, oh yeah, they look beautiful, they look fine, let's have them in our video, let's have them in this video and stuff.
And I think Rihanna's even been doing that, even with her like lines with her beauty and Fenty Beauty. She's also adding, like, even when it comes to the makeup, I know this is a little off of it, but coming into makeup, like she even started doing ranges, like from the lightest to the darkest, and then in her ad she's adding the darker skin girls, like those people who have those positions to be able to put those people in front.
Oh, I got a question.
Okay, we're listening.
How do you guys feel that the internet or social media affects the way that young black musicians make music?
Oh,
Ooh.
who wants to take this one?
I was okay, repeat the question again because I need to get it.
How do
Yeah,
you how do you feel that social media or the internet affects the way that young black musicians make music?
Okay. I would say, well, it's because, well, for me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too into the hip hop culture, more alternative. However, I do know, like, when I do listen to like hip hop music and stuff like that, they generally talk about drugs and stuff like that, which it's an art form, it's not a problem. However, like when people start to look at them like, oh snap, I want to be just like them, so they try to do that
Yeah.
certain stuff, try to make it like influence it. Like, you know what? I'm gonna do exactly what they were saying in their songs. Possibly I'll get famous and this, that, and the third, and then that just carries on.
And I think it's also like what you're saying, like before back then people was more so telling their story when it came to that. And nowadays when you're hearing that in the music and seeing it on social media, they're like, oh, like let's go and do that. We're gonna go. Like their people are really now going and taking the drugs and going and saying they going to get a gun, like all of that stuff.
And taking it seriously.
Right. All of that stuff before, people was just hearing other people's story, like, Biggie and Tupac, hearing all the stories and stuff like that about their life. And they weren't having other people going out there trying to do the same thing. But nowadays, like with media and showing it all on social media and stuff like that, they're now actually trying to live that lifestyle. And some of them really, aren't living that lifestyle every day.
They try to make a story, which is like I said, it's just an art form, because like you can't just be like, oh, they made bad music, that's bad. You gotta you gotta think about it. It's an art form. People, like, music is an art form. You have to think of it as art. You can't really completely take it seriously
and try to live that lifestyle. Yeah,
Definitely. I once was talking to somebody about like the current state of music, and they were telling me, I don't even remember who it was, but I remember that they were saying that the perspective has just changed from the drug seller to now the drug user, because the drug seller is the person standing on the block because he had to. You know what I'm saying? Like his situation was horrible, and he ended up having to make money the best way he could. But now it's almost like it's cool to be high. It's cool to be like not in your right mind, because it seems like everybody is depressed. Right. Like nobody seems to be happy. So that's how they cope. And like they see their favorite people doing it, so they got to do it.
Yeah, they think that's the way to cope and the way to get through.
And the way to have like popularity and stuff like that, like it's like a trend now apparently, and it
or to be included. Yeah.
I got another question.
Yep, we listening.
Do you guys feel as young black female artists that there's a double standard in the industry?
Yes, I do
most
feel
definitely,
that.
especially when it comes to like looks and stuff. Because like if you're a guy, you can go out and however you want, does not matter. But for us girls, you have to have makeup, you have to have the hair, you have to have the look, the style, the shoes, pants, everything, because everybody's judging you for how you look. And that's one thing that I would say that I kind of don't like about the industry.
Because Kina will walk outside and look at all types of ways.
With all types of colors on, with my hair frizzy and everything. And I would not care. But because I am an artist, I have to present myself as such. And it's like a double standard. Like, I want to go out with my hair with no shoes on stage. Like, let me do that. But you can't do that.
I would also say when it comes to working like in the studio, I know our engineer, he works with us very well, because I am the most nitpicky person when it comes to being in the studio. And I know for women, when you're an artist or in the entertainment business and you're all picky about everything, they think you're a problem. But if somebody else was like, you know, a male or something, they're like, oh, they're on their stuff. They know what they're talking about. But like, if we were doing this, like, hey, I don't like that. I don't like this, you know, fix that. They would think that
So
we're
crazy.
Just being
doing
extra.
too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
And
crazy.
I know I'm like that. I'm like,
That's
you could
like,
just.
yo, that is wild because it's like that for like so many other things. Like I've experienced that, not in the sense where like I've watched somebody, like a woman, like
Yeah.
who, like trying to lead and try to give directive, and people like come
Right.
talking to me. For some reason, everybody thinks I'm the person to gossip to. I don't know why. They come talking to me, you know, like da, 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 and I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. But it's like in my head, I'm like, bro, just do it. Like you don't know what you're doing. Like just do it.
Or they won't know. They will like second guess if you know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
and you're trying to tell them how to do something that normally a male would do, or like that's like if I was probably going in to be like, okay, and we have a performance, I'd be like, hey, I need you to fix my mic for this and that. Normally, my dad will go do that. They'll respect him and tell and do exactly as he's, you know, telling them. But if I go up there and be like, fix this and that for my mic, turn it up, turn it down, they'll be like, oh, she's asking for too much, like. You know, that happens a lot. You got anything?
I mean, y'all taking all the good stuff.
I know it's personal right there. That one's
I have a follow-up.
Can we just take a pause, a station break? We want to greet some of our guests. We have Jeremy Johnson that's about to leave. He's an actual artist himself. He has to go to another meeting. So we want to thank him for coming in. We want to thank Queen Wanda Hollis for coming through and bringing some folk with her. And we appreciate your presence tonight and engaging with our YSO team. We want to thank our Dawn Thompson is in the building. We want to thank, let's see, who else did we not greet already? We just want to make sure that we kind of say hello to people as they're coming in. Michael Ochoa is on as well. We want to thank Mr. Michael and Mrs. Nikki Ochoa, who are the managers of the MAKO Girls and the mom and dad, and they keep that ship tight. We want to thank them for allowing the girls to come in tonight. So we just want to appreciate you guys that are in the space with us tonight. So go ahead, guys, take it back over. I just want to acknowledge some of these comments.
Okay, I was gonna have a follow-up question. So bouncing off that, when you guys first started experiencing a feeling of like people thinking that you're too demanding, how did you continue to press forward with what you actually wanted without, you know, like second guessing what you were asking for?
right. I think in the beginning, I was second guessing because I know we were still learning. So I was like, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about yet. Like maybe I am just doing too much. But then when I started, you know, doing my research or listening to people talk about these things that I'm asking for, or because Kina and I were, and Anna, you were also, we was a part of this program called the 411 brand. We was working with so many kids who was our age doing the music and
Okay, we got a glitch. You ladies there?
I'm not tripping.
Okay, we're gonna take you out and bring you back. Stay right there.
On occasion.
On an occasion. They had to say it clearly.
Seems to be some technical difficulties on the MAKO Girls side as well. Okay. They dropped off out of the studio. They probably gonna come back in. So let me ask you guys a question until they come back in. We're gonna be wrapping up soon. What do you think about as far as the messages that's concerned as Black artists? Do you feel that our messages, and I know Emmanuel's probably gonna say this is a general question, but for the most part, do you feel that the messages are positive, or there's a lot of negative as far as a black culture? And we could talk about the hip hop culture specifically. The MAKO Girls coming back in, but go ahead, somebody take that.
I think the hip hop culture is black culture.
It is.
X.
Also, just the world culture right now. With hip-hop, if we're being honest.
Say that again.
For me,
Uh-huh.
I said the world culture right now is hip hop. When people say pop culture, that's hip hop and the Kardashians. That's what pop culture is. Like, no funny business. And the Kardashians are a weird being that integrates and insects and stuff through hip hop. So, like, that pop culture, the general culture or the minutia of the world, the thing that everyone has their eyes on, no matter where you go worldwide, is hip hop. It's Black American culture, and
Literally.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, MAKO Girls, welcome back. Sorry, we had a little technical difficulty. Glad to have you back.
Yes. This is great for you. You're on the other side.
Okay. Are we still answering your question, or are they going back to answering that?
Yeah.
They're going back to answering theirs.
Okay.
Okay. So you were asking like how to push through those times. Was that right?
We hear you.
Okay, I was making sure. I was like, wait, can they hear us or is it frozen?
Yeah, we hear you. But yeah, that's what she was asking. Like how you.
Okay, I'm just making sure. So I know with us pushing through those times of like when we're being picky, it's like this is your product that you're getting ready to put out into the world. So if you want it to look a certain way, you have to say something.
Yeah.
And
despite how they think of you or what they think of you, you have to, like, as a woman in the industry, you have to keep pushing for it because they're not going to listen to you if you don't.
Yeah, or I would say like the people that we work with, they let us know like, I'm here to help you guys make your sound good. So let me know, like, don't be afraid. I'm not going to take it personal. Like, I'm an engineer. I do this for different people. So I'm not going to take it personal. Just let me know. Because at first we were very like polite with it. Like, can we
and then we'd be like, never mind.
Yeah, but now since they've taught us like, this is your product. This is what you want to put out there. Let us know what you don't like. It's gave us that confidence to go ahead and speak up when it's something that we don't like.
Yeah. And without coming off as divas, right?
Right, yeah.
So I have it's kind of a 3-part question because it's 3 of y'all. So what drew you guys to the music industry? Who were you guys inspired by? And if you could like kind of explain your creative process, because I know it's different for everybody.
Right.
Yeah. So I could say for us, what drew us to the music industry, really a lot of stuff that we watched when we were younger was surrounded by like becoming a superstar or an artist or like a big name person. Like we always watch stuff surrounding people being a pop star. We even have a whole video collection of like a whole pop star series. So that's what drew us to even wanting to be
that is actually
music.
It's
so
bad,
bad,
no. She's only pulling from this because I've been watching Cheetah Girls and High School Musical and everything.
We even had a game about being a pop star.
Yes, but you didn't notice it was telling you like, trying to manifest that type of goal for you in life until now.
Geez, and then after that we liked a group called Mindless Behavior. We were big fans of them and we decided to go to one of their meet and greets. It was for Keena's birthday. Yeah. And we got their documentary and we watched it. We were just like, oh my gosh, we want to do that. Like we want to go on tour. So like,
we started off dancing with our cousins.
Yeah, we was just dancing.
We created a group, and then after a while, we're like, you know what? We want to take it a step further, and we want to add vocals. So we found a vocal coach.
We found our own vocal coach. We was like, Dad, we want to go to this person. We tried like 2 people, and then we went to do like a consultation, and then whoever we like to work with, we kept going to them. So we go to Marvelous Enterprise, working with Mr. James Slaughter, and we've been working with him since 2013. And we just started writing our own music and, you know, just putting it out there and see what people think.
Like the artist development.
Yeah, because we feel like that is so important, because when we do shows, we know, like, we've seen it now. Like, when we do shows, some people are, like, going over their music, but we don't do that. We actually are singing every verse. We're doing the chorus, even though it's there.
Mic placement.
Right. So, like, all of that stuff was important to us. So we really wanted to find some place that was going to teach us all of it, because we were really, like, we was really strong about having longevity and being able to be like that TLC. Like, now people still are listening to TLC. Like, we wanted to still have that type of impact on the world. So we was like, art development is important. We're going to look for a vocal coach. We're going to start writing, like, we just wanted to invest so that way when this is, like, done and we're done doing music, people are still listening.
And our creative process, I would say we all have like different ideas and styles, so we just kind of throw them out, and whichever one
sticks with everybody,
then we like execute on that.
Because I know for our song Unstoppable, I was inspired by Melanie Martinez and how she has like slight little nursery rhyme type things and make like twist it into real life events. So when we heard the beat for Unstoppable, I was like, you know what, that's so cool if we did like Disney or like princesses and like switch the story and like write it as our own.
Yeah,
more modern.
I know when it comes to like doing music and like writing, I know for me, like putting in the music in my ears, I have to like blast it to where like I'm deaf, can't hear nobody else, because that's what forces me to like focus on writing something that would be good. Or I always like take inspiration from people. So like one point I was like super into I'm still into Big Sean, but like before it was just like crazy, and I was like, everything Big Sean, like their wordplay is crazy. I have to write like that, like. So it'll be from anything nowadays when it comes to like inspiration and trying to write. I'll think of somebody, and then like whatever I'm feeling, that's how I go and write. I think Anaya, you're like off the top of the head. Like,
I just like whatever sounds good or whatever has a good punch to me. I just like write it down. I don't even take as long as Mimi and Kina to write something for me. Whatever sounds good and whatever how I feel conveys out on paper well, that I will take that and use it.
And Kina likes to be outside of the box. She likes to sit there and wait till she come up with something that's gonna be so outside the box.
Best stuff like hits you. Like for me, like if I stress and think about it, then I wouldn't think of something very clever or think of something that would probably go. So then after a while, I'm like, you know what? Let me step back from it. And if something just smacks me in the face, I'll write it.
That's dope. That's dope, though.
We have a great question in the comments from Dawn Thompson. One of you guys want to read it to them?
As young artists, how responsible do you feel about making sure your music keeps a clean image? If asked to change your clean image, are you willing to compromise or not?
I would say it is. They said how important or how you feel about it. Oh, okay. How responsible do you feel about it? I know for us, we wanted to be that next like household name, and like being that next like girl group that I'm trying to figure out how to say this.
The next global artist that the world would know.
Yeah, like the next like not having no limitations based on like the type of music that we do. So that's why we're like so like pressed on keeping it clean and keeping it like, you know, for everybody to be able to listen to, because then you're able to reach all markets and be able to hit every platform that's out there. And we didn't want to limit ourselves if we did something. Yeah. And we always stick to like being age appropriate. So like right now we're here, so that's what's age appropriate. We're not gonna go over that because we don't even do that
I would
normally.
say like for us, we always try to make sure that we don't say like, oh yeah, we're not gonna cuss at this point, but like, you know, you never know what the future holds.
Changes, we change and we develop as artists, so our input and how we feel about certain stuff is going to convey when the time is ready. But right now we're just going to be who we are.
But to stay on all platforms, we've even been hearing it from YouTubers. They just say like the positive route, doing it clean is just better because you just have more opportunities. You know,
get picked by other like children's shows. You get on more things. You can go on like different cruises, different places because you are clean and you're very positive.
Yeah, the performance, you're able to do it anywhere.
That's dope.
So share with us some stuff because we're getting ready to wrap it up. Share with us some stuff you guys have coming up. Well, really, we all kind of shut down with that. But what do you have going on? I know you guys are selling your mask, but some of the stuff that you're doing on social media or whatever have you, what plans you have for the near future, per based on when we get back to real life,
Right.
and then tell people how they can reach you. We had a comment also from Laquana that said, she said, that's right, stand up for your brand. So we want to let you know that, and your dad said, well said. He said, well said. So tell us what you got going on. Tell us, Doris Bridges said, you have a lot of wisdom. She said you have a lot of wisdom. So our audience is definitely enjoying you guys. But we know that we got to get ready to jump off of here. So we want you to tell us what you got coming up, what you got going on, and where everybody can find you on social media. And then we're going to have our team, if they, I don't know if they have any last words that they want to share with you, they can do that. If you have any last words you want to share with our team, you can do that as well. And then everybody will give their handles and we'll be getting ready to close out.
Okay, okay.
We will be releasing our new single "Unstoppable" this week, so be on the lookout for that. We're also working on our album that should be releasing in the summer, so be on the lookout for that as well. Many new projects that we're going to be releasing, so always stay updated.
Yes,
Much more
merch. Right, more merch. If y'all been on the Instagram page, you've been seeing the mugs, and I'm
mugs,
so excited.
you can get all that stuff on our website at www.makogirls.com.
And also, we are working on a docu-series too about our journey, and as well as postponing the glow party. So we know people have been asking about that. We are planning, I believe, to do it next year because we was already like having trouble finding a new space to do it. So this just gives us the perfect time to look for the right space for our event. And then what else do we have? We have new music, like you said. We have merch. We have so much stuff going on right now.
Got a TikTok account.
Yes, our TikTok is like blowing up right now. Almost TikTok.
150K.
Yes. Well, right now almost at 200K.
Oh my God! Yes.
They've been loving us on TikTok. Our videos are like one of our videos at 5 million views. The other ones at 1.
Y'all viral.
We've been loving TikTok, so y'all follow us on there. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and TikTok at MAKO Girls.
Watch our videos on our YouTube page at official MAKO Girls.
And check out all of our information on our website at
www.makogirls.com. And make sure you guys go stream us on all platforms. Everything's at MAKO Girls. Go stream our single Lockdown that was released in February. And just be on the lookout for more stuff, because even though we're in quarantine, we are still working and we are ready to put this content out there for you guys.
Awesome. Who's gonna jump on it? Who's gonna jump on? You guys have anything that you want to say to the MAKO girls before they depart from us? And thank them for being our guest tonight.
Yeah, I thank you for being our guest and give us just a little insight on how you guys work and the things that you guys had to face. And also, I wish I had another sibling so we can get that unison thing down, because that's very important. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it, and I know our viewers do as well.
Yes, thank you.
I would like to extend my thanks as well.
Right. All that.
So you guys start giving out your handles. Let everybody know where we can reach you, whether you can be reached at.
Don't reach me. I don't like. No, I'm just kidding. What's my Instagram? My Instagram is @_CB03. My Twitter is @coach_buck03. My Facebook is my first and last name, but I don't get on Facebook, so there's that.
Sound like us.
Next.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you already know the vibes. You can follow me on Instagram at lions_Emmanuel_. or at the even point, not or and follow me at both. One's for my rapping and one's for me as a person. Don't follow me on Twitter. I'll be wilding on there. My Facebook is Emmanuel Lyons. Like my Facebook page, Saint Even. You can subscribe to my YouTube. Just look up Saint Even. Stream my music wherever you stream and download music at. Just look up Saint Even. New music is coming. I literally was in the studio yesterday or the day before yesterday. We're working on the debut album. Don't ask me.
When is it coming?
Yeah, we need music.
We need the music, like how they getting on Rihanna. Need music.
Is that it? SoundCloud, Saint Even. And if you got a job offer that pays a lot of money for a little bit of work, my LinkedIn is, I think, Saint Even, but I think I'm gonna have to make another one for me as a human. So
yeah, you do have Saint Even LinkedIn. You get a ton of people saying stuff to you on there too.
And yeah, I think that's everything. Yep. Sorry.
Come on, Ashton. Where can we find you, girl?
Okay, you can follow me on Instagram at Ashton Gates with 2 S's, or you can follow me on Twitter at Ash Gets the News.
And y'all, please follow our YSO team and our guests, the MAKO Girls. The MAKO Girls, they got plenty of followers, honey. They doing their thing. But I'm sure they can take some more. Please follow our artists on here, our YSO team. We would definitely like for you to connect with them, keep up with them, follow their journey because we believe God for great things for them. Follow You Speak Out Podcast on IG at YSO Podcast, and follow us on Twitter. We're new on Twitter as well, and you can follow us on YSO _ podcast on Twitter. Also, I am so sorry. I have to say it again. I am so sorry about the YouTube glitch. I'm not sure what happened. It was all set up, but it did not go live on YouTube. So I really apologize because I know young people do not use Facebook. So we want to make sure that all of the MAKO maniacs and everybody else was able to connect on YouTube. So I really apologize about that. We are so sorry about that. But technology, sometimes that happens. But we ask for you that if you come back on the replay and watch this, please share it. Please share it all over the place. Let's get the word out about You Speak Out podcast. Follow From Pain to Purpose, Inc. on subscribe to our YouTube channel, From Pain to Purpose, Inc. And our Facebook page, From Pain to Purpose. Our Healing Pain Through the Arts Facebook group. This is the You Speak Out podcast is a production of Healing Pain Through the Arts, which is From Pain to Purpose youth program. So we got a lot going on. So we want to thank everybody that came through tonight. We really appreciate you. Share. And you can follow me, Amber Lyons, on Amber and Lyons on Facebook. I see you, E. And Zinga, or now Amber Lyons on Instagram. You can follow me as well. Go ahead.
You didn't let Andrew.
Andrew, we see you for last. Come on, dude.
You already know, man. She promotes you everywhere. Same thing. Anywhere. Don't add me on Facebook. You can, but I'm not active. So
no, you're not. You're not. So listen, this has been another great. We're going to close out with day one, and this has been another great episode of Healing Pain Through the Arts presents You Speak Out podcast, part 3 of our Young and Black in America, talking the music industry with our phenomenally talented guests, the MAKO Girls. Thank you, ladies, for coming through. Thank you, ladies. Connect with them on social media. They're everywhere. Follow them. And we say until next time. We're closing out with the MAKO Girls, day 1.
Hey.
I knew what I want, I had to go get it. Like a kid in the candy store, I'm greedy, I'm not even kidding. Had to remember what come with it. Yeah, them Instagram trolls and a couple clout chasers. Man, you already know. Now I'm flexing and you not. Watch me stun and watch me rock. And we climbing to the top. Look your lyrics, I'm on the box. Wait.